All right, so let's start with the big story that we are tracking at WION at this hour. At midnight, Iran launched its much-anticipated attack against Israel. Now, unlike expectations, it was not by one of the Iranian proxies, nor was it on an Israeli consulate. Iran launched hundreds of explosive drones and missiles on the state of Israel. Tehran has described its attack on Israel as a retaliation for the bombing of its embassy in Damascus. Now, air raid sirens and explosions were heard in cities across Israel. A barrage of projectiles were seen flying through the night sky over Bethlehem. Now, the United States, the United Kingdom, France and the Jordanian forces reportedly shot down some of the missiles and drones that were fired. Now, Israel said that a 7-year-old girl was seriously injured. Now, according to the Islamic Republic news agency, missiles hit an airbase in central Israel. Now, the attack has come after Iran's embassy in Syria's capital Damascus had been bombed. Many senior Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps commanders had been killed. Now, Israel was blamed for this attack on the Iranian embassy in Damascus, but Israel has denied the accusations. After decades of diplomatic rift, this is the first time ever that Iran has launched an attack against the state of Israel. In his first reaction, the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said on social media, and I quote him here, "We intercepted, we repelled together, and we shall win." Now, the Israeli military chief's spokesperson has also released a statement saying that more than 300 projectiles were fired, out of which 99% were intercepted.
This is a severe and dangerous escalation. Our defensive and offensive capabilities are at the highest level of readiness. Together with our partners, the Israel Defense Forces is operating at full force to defend the state of Israel and the people of Israel.
Now, Iran has now written a letter to the United Nations right after the attack. Tehran invoked Article 51 of the United Nations Charter, which states that member states have the inherent right to self-defense if an armed attack were to occur. Now, with this attack, Iran has said that the matter should now be seen as concluded. However, if Israel were to retaliate, then Iran has said that it will launch another attack. Some of the countries in the region had shut off their airspace ahead of the attack, but after a short period of lull, Lebanon, Iraq, Jordan and Israel have again reopened their respective airspaces to flight operations. And also, in the latest, the Israeli cabinet is going to convene at about 3:30 p.m. local time in Israel. That's roughly about 12:30 p.m. GMT. And this meeting of the Israeli cabinet is, of course, to discuss a potential response to the Iranian reprisal. And it will be interesting to see as to what the Israeli cabinet, of course, decides at this moment, considering that Israel is already carrying out a full-blown offensive in the Gaza Strip. Now, Germany is all set to supply more American-manufactured Patriot defense missile systems and air defense missiles to Ukraine. This move has come after a telephone call between the German Chancellor and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. It comes at a very critical time when Ukraine's military head has warned that the battlefield situation in the east of the country has significantly worsened in recent days. Now, fierce battles are ongoing in several villages in the eastern Donbas region. Russia has been targeting Ukraine's key energy infrastructure. 3 massive strikes on power stations and substations in recent weeks has prompted the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to urge Western nations for more air defense systems. Now, in a social media post, Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz said that Berlin will be delivering additional Patriot air defense systems to Ukraine, while also adding that his country stands steadfast with Ukraine. He said that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had informed him of Russia's growing attacks on Ukraine's infrastructure. The President Zelensky also said that he was grateful to Germany, while calling on the Allied leaders to follow Germany's example. He had earlier said that Ukraine needs as many as about 25 of the American-manufactured Patriot air defense systems to cover the country from Russian attacks. So how will this new weapon system aid Ukraine? The Patriot, remember, is a long-range, all-altitude, all-weather air defense system that is used to counter tactical ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and also advanced aircraft. It is used by the United States and its allies, including Germany, Greece, Israel, Japan, and Kuwait, amongst others. And this comes as a bit of a huge boost for Ukraine, coming at a time when the US aid package for Ukraine is stuck in the Congress, with weapons delivery systems from other European nations delayed or blocked. Now, India's ruling Bharatiya Janata Party has included Uniform Civil Code in its manifesto in the upcoming general elections. The manifesto that has been named as Modi Ki Guarantee for 2024, or the Sankalp Patra, was unveiled at the Bharatiya Janata Party's headquarters. Now, the Indian Prime Minister unveiled the BJP's manifesto for the upcoming polls with a focus on a roadmap for what he is termed as Vikasit Bharat, that is a developed India. Now, the unveiling of the manifesto coincides with the birth anniversary of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the architect of the Indian Constitution.
साथियों, पूरे देश को भाजपा के संकल्प पत्र का बहुत इंतजार रहता है और इसका एक बड़ा कारण है। 10 वर्षों में भाजपा ने अपने संकल्प पत्र के हर बिंदु को गारंटी के रूप में जमीन पर उतारा है। भाजपा ने मैनिफेस्टो की सूचिता को फिर स्थापित किया है। ये संकल्प पत्र विकसित भारत के 4 मजबूत स्तंभ युवा शक्ति, नारी शक्ति, गरीब, किसान, इन सभी को सशक्त करता है।
Now, the Uniform Civil Code proposes a common set of laws dealing with marriage, inheritance, adoption, and other matters. It has also banned practices like polygamy, child marriage, iddat, and halala. Now, there are some pretty stringent provisions for any violation of rules related to the registration of live-in relationships as well. Now, beyond the promise of a uniform civil code, the manifesto also brings in BJP's ambition of rolling out a one nation, one election plan and a common electoral system. The Bharatiya Janata Party's Sankalp Patra also features India's Olympic bid in 2036. the implementation of the national education policy and also a law against paper leaks. Now, the party has pledged to implement the Uniform Civil Code, that is the UCC, if it were to return to power in the upcoming general elections. Now, apart from these issues, in the manifesto, the Bharatiya Janata Party has also promised to provide free ration, water, gas connections and electricity for the next 5 years to the poor. The party manifesto has also promised to work towards getting 6G mobile network connectivity. The manifesto was released in the presence of the Prime Minister, the BJP President JP Nadda, the Home Minister Amit Shah and the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, and also other party members. The residents of Sydney in Australia are picking up the pieces after the stabbing incident inside of a shopping mall in the city on Saturday. 6 people, including 5 women and 1 male security guard, were killed in the suburb of Bondi after a man went on a stabbing spree in a busy Westfield shopping centre. Now, the assailant was shot dead by the police as hundreds were evacuated from the scene. The several social media posts that have now emerged show crowds fleeing the mall as the police cruisers and first responders rush to the area. Now, the assailant, who has been identified as 40-year-old Joel Cauchi, was known to the police in the neighbouring state of Queensland. Now, Cauchi is reported to have struggled with mental health issues in the past. However, the motive of this attack still remains unclear. The New South Wales police have ruled out terrorism as a potential motive behind this fatal and gruesome attack, and the probe is still on. Now, the officer who shot dead Cauchi has been identified as Inspector Amy Scott. And according to a witness, Scott asked Cauchi to put his knife down. Instead, he lunged at her and then she shot him, following which she was seen doing CPR on him. Now, Inspector Scott has earned widespread praise both from the bystanders and also online for her timely response in preventing more bloodshed. Witnesses have also written to the New South Wales police bosses, praising her actions in stopping the carnage. The Prime Minister Anthony Albanese on Sunday laid floral tributes near the Westfield Bondi Junction shopping centre, joining many others who had laid flowers at the site of the incident. The Prime Minister Albanese also posted a message on social media, stating that his heart goes out to those who are injured, and he also thanked the police and the first responders. Now, Australia has some of the world's toughest gun and knife laws, and attacks such as the one on Saturday are very rare. Now, the recent data breach with the wearable tech brand Boat has sent shockwaves through the Indian tech industry. The Boat has suffered a massive leak that has exposed personal information of its millions of users. And this incident underscores the ever-growing threat of cybercrime and the importance of robust data security. Take a look at our next report as to how you can safeguard your data.
Boat, a trusted name for fitness enthusiasts and music lovers, suffered a major data breach compromising personal information of over 7.5 million users. Exposed details reportedly include names, addresses, phone numbers, email addresses, and potentially even customer IDs. This information was allegedly found for sale on a hacking forum, leaving millions vulnerable to identity theft and other malicious activity. The impact of a data breach extends far beyond the immediate company. Customer data is like lifeblood of modern commerce, fostering trust and informing marketing strategies. A data breach shatters this trust, leading to a cascade of negative consequences. First, financial losses. Businesses face investigation costs, credit monitoring services, potential lawsuits, and system upgrades, significantly draining resources. Second, regulatory fines. Data protection regulations are tightening globally. Breach can result in hefty fines, furthering impact of a company's bottom line. Third is erosion of consumer confidence. Consumers become wary of sharing data online, especially after high-profile breaches. This can further impact sales, customer retention, and damages brands' reputation. The consequences extend beyond the company walls. Data breach can affect the economy as well. Reduced customer spending. When consumers lose trust, they may hesitate to share information or make online purchases, leading to a decrease in economic activity. Increased insurance costs. Businesses experiencing breaches often face higher insurance premiums. This additional cost can be passed on to consumers through higher prices for goods and services. Disruption of innovation. Data breaches can stifle innovation in industries reliant on consumer data collection and analysis. Companies may become hesitant to invest in new technologies or services if they fear the risk of a breach. While BOAT investigates the culprit known as Shopify Guy, cybersecurity experts warn of a concerning trend, that is AI empowering cybercriminals with new tools. AI can automate tasks like vulnerability scanning and exploit creation, allowing hackers to launch faster, more targeted attacks. This increases the risk of breaches for companies with outdated security protocols. AI can analyze vast amounts of data to craft personalized phishing emails and messages that are more likely to fool victims. These messages may appear to come from trusted sources, making them even more dangerous. The BOAT data breach saga serves as a cautionary tale for businesses of all sizes and a stark reminder for consumers to be vigilant about protecting their information online. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.